Hi, everyone. So let's do a reading for the weekend ahead. So the intention for this reading is for approximately the next 72 hours from whenever you're watching this. I'd like to start with a zodiac sign, not because this will be your sign, but I just want to know what energies we're meant to work with this weekend. So we have Sagittarius. And the energy of Sagittarius can be very spontaneous, someone who is always on the move, someone who is ready for action. But this is also a sign of wisdom and understanding and insights. So it can be about spontaneous thinking, being good at handling spontaneous situations. So there is something coming through about spontaneity this weekend and maybe staying open and flexible to whatever that is that wants to come in this weekend. So I have 4 tarot decks here. Look at that. Look on the split. We got the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. So this is that very fiery Sagittarius energy. So let's see. So we're starting with the 6 of Swords, the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands is a card that represents Sagittarius as well. There's the 9 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, Justice. Underneath, King of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and there's Judgment, which I'm going to flip over just because I want to meet the YouTube guidelines, but that's Justice right there. Underneath everything, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And I like seeing this Queen of Pentacles underneath everything because this represents you and your hidden potential. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer. She takes care of everyone around her. She takes care of herself. She values herself. She understands her self-worth. She takes just really good nurturing care of really everyone, including herself. She's very good about giving and receiving. She's very generous. She's very supportive, but she's also generous and supportive with herself. So I feel like that's a really good way for you to start this weekend with an energy of maybe perhaps understanding your hidden potential that you have to take care of yourself. And sometimes when we take care of ourselves, because I'm seeing all these swords, I'm jumping ahead a bit, because we have the 6 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and 4 of Swords. There could be something that you're holding on to here, but as we go into the weekend, it almost is giving a feeling of resentment right now, but we'll see as we go and get more details. But if there is a need to let go of some kind of resentment, if that's ringing true for you, I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is here telling you to do that. Because often if things fester, which is what this sort of looks like here, with especially with the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords coming in together and the 7, if we let things fester, then it can get worse, or we can it might start to affect the way we treat others. And the Queen of Pentacles doesn't hold on to resentment, doesn't let things fester. She lets it go because she understands it's not for her. So that's what I got so far from this. Make it make sense for you, as I always say, and that message was for someone. So, but let's go through one by one here, because I do see another person in your energy and they're showing up as the King of Pentacles. So the King and Queen of Pentacles are a couple. So with this 6 of Swords with the King of Pentacles, I am getting a sense that you're escaping something. And in this case, it feels like you're escaping someone. And with this Sagittarius energy that we rolled, it feels like you're going to move on from them quickly, is what I have so far. So this 6 of Swords is really, again, it's about escaping something, but it feels like you're doing it in a non-conspicuous kind of way. It feels like a very slow detachment from someone in your energy. So even though we have Sagittarius energy, it does feel, because the 6 of Swords is a slow moving kind of a card. You have a person here who's helping this person escape, but there's no motor or engine on this boat. So it's going to take a while to get there. And so I do feel like you're just in the background, sort of detaching from this person is what I have so far. You're being asked to really focus though, and I think that's why this Sagittarius energy is here, to really hold strong and to even watch your back. I'm getting from that, because whoever this is that you're detaching from is not being honest about something, because the Seven of Swords is here. And I think that that's what's creating this resentment for you, is that you feel almost paranoid, I want to say, that this person is doing something to you, but you can't really prove it, or you can't put your finger on it. And you feel like it's a feeling of almost being gaslighted in a situation where you just feel so confused and beat up and battered about it, and you don't even trust your own instincts anymore. Because, and it's giving this feeling of paranoia, but it's only paranoia if it isn't true, right? And in this case, I'm seeing the Seven of Swords, which indicates to me that this is probably true. And that to be careful of where you put your loyalty is what I'm getting from this. And you're continuing to have faith in a situation when you're just being exhausted and overwhelmed by the situation. So the challenge though is very clear here. The challenge is that you're stressing about this. You're letting it fester, as I said when I first sat down. There is a feeling here that you can't take it anymore. You have these 2 9s here, and they're very difficult 9s. It's the end of a cycle. It's the end. And your own intuition is telling you that this is the end. And as I said about Sagittarius, because I'm keeping drawn back to this Sagittarius that we rolled, Sagittarius is very wise, very insightful. Sagittarius understands things. So again, I'm not saying that you are a Sagittarius. What I'm saying is you are very wise, you are very insightful, you understand things. This is very clear that this has reached the end with this person, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. It feels like you want to keep hanging in there, even though it's driving you clearly very mad. And this 8 of Swords is this similar energy where it's just like you have to, this feels so fragmented. You're torn between, I got to get out of here. I know how horrible this is for me, but I also want to stay and give this person the benefit of the doubt because they keep telling me things I want to hear, or they keep telling me that this is all in my head. And so I feel like that this person is contributing to this 8 of Swords in the sense that you can't trust yourself anymore. This is not a very grounded energy. So the message that's coming through here with the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Swords, it feels like you're waiting and waiting and waiting for something to happen. You're not doing anything, but you understand that something is wrong here. You understand that you have to detach from this situation, and I feel like you are. But like I said, it's very inconspicuous. You're keeping it to yourself that you're shifting away from this because it feels like you're not sure. You feel sorrowful, you feel stressed in this situation, you feel exhausted in this situation, but you're still standing here saying, okay, but eventually this is gonna have to change, right? And I think with the 4 of Swords, this is saying, well, the change has to come from you. You have to stand up for yourself and speak your truth and detach from this and understand that this is just festering. This situation is festering. I keep wanting to use that word, that you can't stand on this shore anymore waiting for this situation to change, that you have to put this to rest with the 4 of Swords and move on from this with the 6 of Swords. It seems clear. I like that our potential outcome is justice and judgment, because as your justice comes in, I'm getting a sense, because we're ending with these 2 major arcana, I'm getting the sense that your justice is coming in from the quantum field. Perhaps there are angels, guides, the universe, however you want to phrase it, but there's help from the astral realm coming in. There's protection here for you. And this is going to help you get out of this situation, because this is a really difficult energy for you to be in. And it looks like you've been there for a while because of these 9s. And so I do feel there is justice coming in for you. And when I see the card of justice, It means that somewhere in this situation there has been an injustice. Well, we can see where that injustice is. This person in your energy who looks like they're the other half of a couple for you, but make that make sense. Could be a family member. But this person is doing something deceitful behind your back. They're getting away with something and making you confused about it. And so I do feel like there's going to be some kind of upheaval in this. And I feel like it's you detaching and moving away is your justice, but it's also their justice. And with this Judgment card here too, it really does feel like they're going to have a huge wake-up call when you do leave, because you've got these 2 9s here, which means you've been doing this a while. And I think this person feels like you're never gonna leave. That is the feeling, that you will never go anywhere, so they can do whatever they want. So I feel like when you do finally detach and move on, which is the energy we started with, and this spontaneous, very insightful Sagittarius energy, getting on this boat and escaping, that's the justice. That's their wake-up call. It's going to shock this person's system. And so I do feel that this 4 of Swords is very strongly coming through from your guidance, that it's time to put this to rest and escape this. So, but let's get some clarifiers to see if there's more energy that wants to come through for us. But I do get the sense that you are getting help from the astral realm. You do have protection, loyalty. Your guides are trying to get a new start for you. It almost feels like there's more to make room, is what I just got. Make room for something new. That with this energy of the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords, there's no room for anything new. The 8 of Swords, there's no room for anything new. So anyway, that's just what I keep getting there. So the 6 of Swords and the King of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Cups, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. So this Page of Cups energy is really giving one to me with this escape card to maybe do some breath work, to take care of yourself, focus on your inner child. And I just keep it, just breathe and try to escape this situation, because this 5 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups is very clear that this is a person who, it feels like cat and mouse. It feels like they put you outside of a situation, they make you feel left out of a situation, but then they pull you back in by love bombing you and saying, I didn't do that, that's all in your head, or make that make sense for you. But it feels like they let you go just to bring you back in, and then they let you go just to bring you back in again. So the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Swords is clarified by the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. This has been going on a long time with this Knight of Pentacles, but I think that you have been silently, with this Queen of Pentacles here and the 6 of Swords, these are showing up in your current energies. You have been silently detaching from this and working on your own self-love. The Ace of Cups is proving that to me, and the Queen of Pentacles as your hidden potential is proving that to me too, that you have been focusing so much on yourself that you're really ready for action with this Page of Swords. You know the truth in this situation. You know that this person is up to no good. Even if you can't prove it, you just know it. And so you're really depending on yourself now. So you're getting closer and closer to putting this to rest, as we said, and escaping this than maybe you even realize, or certainly than this person realizes. So the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords is clarified by the 5 of Cups, the Page of Cups again, which I'm going to turn over, but we have the Page of Cups here twice, and then the 8 of Wands. So we have these 2 8s coming in together. And it's like, it's the time is now, is what this is telling me. You're in alignment with yourself now, and you understand the situation. Even if you can't prove it, it's almost like you don't need to. You're tired of being sad and stressed all the time. I mean, the 5 of Cups coming in with the 9 of Swords is almost this impression of like anxiety and depression. And it doesn't even have to be that you've been diagnosed with either of these things. It's just, it's this strong feeling coming off of this that you're just never comfortable, especially with the 9 of Wands. You're always feeling some kind of way, and it's being really hard on your nervous system. And so again, I'm getting breath work with the Page of Cups, but with the Page of Cups and the 8 of Wands together, I'm getting this really strong message of that there's so much hope ahead. To have courage, take heart in yourself, and really put this strong belief and self-value in yourself, and really let this go so that you can make room for something really great. The 8 of Wands is a card of alignment and moving away from turmoil and strife and whatever is affecting you. It's the same energy as the 6 of Swords, where you're moving away, you're escaping. So the 3 of Wands and the 4 of Swords, we have the 4 of Swords again, the Sun, and Justice again. So we have cards starting to repeat themselves, which again is just, these are the cards' way of confirming that we're on the right track. Put this to rest. We have the 4 of Swords clarifying the 4 of Swords. That is about putting something to a final rest. And the Sun and Justice are here saying that you might get clarity on what this person was doing, but you might not. But it doesn't matter. Your justice is in your escape. And that's going to be the thing that wakes this person up. But it doesn't matter. That's their own karma. You don't have to worry about whether they woke up or not. That's their own karma that they have to deal with. The Justice coming in here twice is proof that you're both getting your karma. You're getting your escape from these really horrible feelings, and they're getting a wake up that you weren't always going to be there. You're gone. They're going to wake up and you'll be gone one day. So Justice and Judgment are clarified by the 5 of Swords, the World, I love it, and the Ace of Swords. Wow. Okay. So this 5 of Swords is that cat and mouse game I was talking about, where they break your heart, but then they love bomb you, and they let you go, and then they bring you back in. And it's just this tug of war where you're just feeling like you're just being toyed with. You're just being played with. But with the World and the Ace of Swords, this is proof that they just played themselves, because the World is a completion to the cycle. You have learned the karmic lesson and you're about to escape. You're putting it to rest and you're escaping. And with the Ace of Swords here, this is exactly what I was saying, that it's time to, if you make room for something else, the World is closing it up so you can make room for something else. The Ace of Swords is the something else. The Ace of Swords is your new beginning of truth, not one with all this craziness going on with this person who's trying to control the situation and control the narrative. But the truth is, this Ace of Wands is you escaping, putting this to rest, really starting something new and making room for something really great and new. And now you can start with this self-value that you have. This is going to give you that value that and the nurturing that you can have for yourself. And I was seeing that with these 2 Page of Cups, in the sense that there is a need here for you to do breath work and to meditate and to move on from this in those ways, so you can really see your own value once you do escape this situation. So wow, that is the weekend. It feels a little heavy, but on the other hand, it feels like it's going to really end up really lightening the situation for you. So please let me know how this was resonant for you. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.